All right, so today I'm going to talk about ornament fundraisers. So I do an ornament fundraiser for my school that I work at every year, and it's usually a huge success. Last year we sold almost 500 ornaments. Our goal this year is over 500. This year I'm also doing a choice of 6 ornaments. Last year I think I did 4 or 3. So I'm going to show you some designs that you can do, and I'll show you what I did, all the designs I did, and how I package them, what the cost breakdown is, what I do with each of the schools, what my profit share is, and kind of how I set that up. I'm also going to do a blog post about that. So right now I'm just prepping the ornaments. I had them under my heat press so that the film peels easily. So I'm just peeling all that film off. Hey! I just did 3 new ornament designs too that could be used for ornament fundraisers. So I'm going to show those. They're not listed yet, but I will get them listed after the live. I literally just finished them like 15 minutes before we went live. So busy. I try to do things for my ornament fundraisers that are personalized to the area, but that don't need to be personalized. So I stay away from things that need names and stuff like that, because it just gets really confusing when you're doing 500 ornaments to have to personalize each one. The time it would take is just not worth it, in my opinion. I am busy. I took my kids to the park today too before we went live, just to run them out a little bit. So like I said, right now I'm just peeling all the film from the ornaments we're going to use. So all the ornament blanks come from Apparicium Design Company. They range from $1.75, I think it is, to like $1.95. So they're all under $2 or at $2-ish. And then when you add shipping, so I usually order as many as I can at once. So like right now, the fundraiser order form went home last week on Thursday. They're due back the Wednesday before we go on Thanksgiving break. We're off for the week of Thanksgiving. So they'll go home. They already went home. They're due back the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but we actually take the order forms all the way up till Friday. So I give a 2-day grace. I'll take the order forms home with me. Well, actually PTA collects them all and they give me the total. So they'll say this many of ornament number 1, this many of ornament number 2, this many of ornament number 3. I make them all. I package them, which I'll show you how I do that. And then I give them all back to the PTA, who then fills all the orders. So they'll be going back to the PTA the first week of December. So that gives me about a week and a half to do them. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. So this is one of the new ones. It says, wherever we are together is home. And then I left the O area blank. You'll get all the states so that you can fill in your state. And then I put the city and state below. So as you'll see on your screen right now, that's what my order form looks like. It's just a Google form. And then the little half sheet that goes, I staple a color half sheet on the top and an envelope goes on the bottom. I charge $10 for each. I didn't do any of the squares. Hold on, I gotta peel some. I do $10 for ornaments. We thought about going up to 12 just because costs have increased this year, so there's not as much profit margin as there was last year. But the issue with that is then parents have to have correct change if they bring it to their office. It's just easier if it's $10, but you could easily go 12 without an issue. For the ribbons, I personally like the jute, but it takes a lot more time than this. So I just ordered these on Amazon. They're already cut, and I'll show you how I use those. But they're super cheap, pennies, and they still look nice. And then I also ordered the bags. They're self-sealing 5x7 bags, 4x6 bags. I get 1,000 at a time. And again, I'll put all the links to all this. I'll do a blog post that has all the cost breakdowns where I got everything with links to everything. But this is also what I use to package. It makes them look nice. All right, so let me peel these squares. We'll start taping and start pressing. Just drop any questions or comments or anything in the chat, and I'll try to answer as we go, and then I can answer any after as well. What size roughly are your ornament blanks? So all the ornament blanks from Apparicium, I think they're around 4 inches. So they're larger than the ones I used last year. Also, and I like it. I like them a little bit larger. They look nice. They look expensive. Parents feel like they got a good deal while also helping out the school. So even the PTA made a comment when I showed them the samples this year. They're like, wow, these are so nice. So the square is 3.5 inches. I think the circle is the same or right around there. Maybe about 3.25. The marquee, so they're all a little different. The marquee at the widest point is 4 inches. The quatrefoil is 3.5. The snow globe is the largest, I think. Oh no, it's 4 inches also. So, all right, so we'll start taping and do that. I don't think it's too late at all. I give them almost 3 weeks to order because it's a school, but you could easily send the order form home next week and have it due the week after Thanksgiving and then deliver the second week of December. Or still have it due, or just give them shorter amount of time. I don't think it's too late at all. All right, so we're still in October. All right, so this is a new quatrefoil. This one is also not listed. It says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and I just added city and state here. So that's the hardest thing with coming up with designs for the ornament fundraisers. You still want it to be personalized for your city and state or your local area, so people, it's not just one they can go pick up at Walmart or whatever, but you also don't want to be spending a ton of time personalizing. So I just taped that. I made sure the bleed was the same all the way around. And I'm going to set that right there on my heat press, and I'm going to tape my next one. I do a lot of them at the same time. So this one says Home Sweet Home. Again, this one is also new. It's not listed. I will get it listed after the live. And this fits the Alux. And again, I'm just making sure that bleed is the same all the way around. And if you get your ornaments from Apparicium, all of my designs and all the other designers' designs come already sized to fit. So all you have to do is print. All right, this is the marquee one. This one is listed already, and it has all the states that come with it and the little white stars, so that you can add that for your city and state. Taping that again, making sure my bleed is the same all the way around. All right, and then this is the marquee. This is the one I'm actually doing in the ornament fundraiser. So this is a flag. It's got blue wood on the top and a red wood on the bottom, and then again it has the state. And the reason I did it that way for I teach out on a military installation, so you'll see a lot of mine are patriotic or Americana. So if you live in like a beach area, you could make some of yours kind of beachy theme. So we sell for $10, and I get 6 and the school gets 4 for every ornament. And I'll go through the cost breakdown in a little while. I don't have the exact costs, but my costs are around $2.50 an ornament, and I get $6. So I make $3.50, they make $4. You could easily knock that down to less. I do more because it's the school I work at. So, but you could easily do a 7.3. They're not really doing a whole lot and still getting $3 an ornament. So that would still be a great profit split for them and for you. But like I said, I do a little bit more just because it's the school I work at. And so it has to be enough to cover my expenses and something for my time, but I try to give as much as I possibly can to them because they do a lot for us. All right, and then this is the snow globe. This one, I just used my plain one that you can add a picture to, and I added a picture of something local to the area. So out at the military base, one of the famous things that Fort Irwin is known for is the painted rocks. And so I did an ornament with that, with the painted rocks. Working on my Christmas drive with Michelle Reyes. We're hoping to get that released either tonight or tomorrow, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But I'll get everything posted. So this is the quatrefoil one. And I do not have this listed because it's very specific to Fort Irwin. You've got 2 military helicopters. You've got Fort Irwin, a little highway sign with the year. And then it's got a coyote and it's a highway. So Fort Irwin is in the middle of the desert down a 2-lane highway. And so I thought that was pretty indicative of the area. So like I said, I try to do things that are really meaningful to the area. So yeah, so if you work in, if there's a lot of oil fields around you or whatever, yeah, grab a picture. You can even take the picture yourself and stick it in the snow globe ornament, and it's just something that people are used to seeing, and you can't pick it up anywhere else. So again, this one is listed, but without the donkey. This is just one of my photo ornaments. And again, it's a picture of the donkey. We have wild burros out here, and it's kind of making a funny face. And it says Fort Irwin 31 miles, because that's kind of the running joke. Also, Fort Irwin is in the middle of nowhere, and it's 31 miles down a 2-lane road into the middle of the desert. So, and funny sells, of course, if you're doing it for a school. Students. So sometimes I'll do the same theme, but I will change up the ornament itself. All right, and then this one is listed. I just listed it last night. It says Merry and Bright, and then the bottom is blank. So you could put city and state, you could put zip code, you could put whatever. I did it as my name, so you could also do that. No worries. But I wouldn't do a name for a fundraiser ornament. Like I said, it would just be way too hard to have to change each one. I like to be able to count and say, okay, I have this many of Merry and Bright with the city and state. I need 120 of those, and I print 120 and press 120 and not have to worry about names and all of that. But you could offer them with names in your local group too. So some of these ornaments you could do for fundraisers, and then also offer them to your local customers a little bit differently. Maybe with names or whatever. Or if you use a photo one. So I'm just pressing 400 degrees for 1 minute, heavy pressure. So say you bought, a photo ornament to use for the fundraiser. You did like a local photo. You could then also offer that photo ornament to your customers with their photos, so that you kind of get multiple uses out of a design. So on the military base, all of the homes, military housing, do not have chimneys. So I did this one. It says, Dear Santa, we have no chimney, as you can see, so please use this magic key to leave our presents under the tree. And then I have little magic keys somewhere. Right here in front of me, which I also got on Amazon, and I will link those as well. I ordered 2 different sizes because I wasn't sure which size I would like, but the smaller ones you get more and they're cheaper, actually look better. So I'll show you those. All right, so we're just going to tape this one. No, we're not. I'm just going to peel these off and then let them cool. And then I'll show them to you. Some of these I haven't seen pressed yet. You could also do all of them on rounds or all of them on a certain shape. I like to do different shapes because I have lots of families who order multiple for themselves. So that way they're not all the same, but you could easily do like 3 ornaments and do them all rounds or whatever. And some of these, like the marquee with the zip code, I have listed in a round. There's several that I have in a couple different shapes. I'll show you those all in just a second. Once they cool so I don't burn my fingertips off here. All right, so let's finish taping up these. And then we'll put them all together and I'll show you how I package them. Ornament fundraisers are really, really easy. The best place, I get asked a lot, where do you start? I start with the PTA. PTA at my school, or PTO, depending on what grade level, school, what organization your school has. But the PTA is the one at our school who does all of our fundraisers. And for them, I would just go and say this. I would take samples personally. Even if you just take one sample, like say you have a round ornament home, press one ornament, package it and everything, and show them what it would look like, and then explain that, you know, all they have to do is put it out and you'll make everything and deliver everything. They can just fill the orders and it would be $3 an ornament to them. Because there's no cost involved for them until after. So that's the other thing. I front everything, and then once all the orders are paid and come in, they cut me a check. All right, so let's see. I have one more round. I think I'll press this one. So this one was just listed last night. Also, it's another state bundle one. So again, you could use it. They are all single-sided, yes. You could use it for the fundraiser and then also offer it in your local group because they're personalized and they look nice. Okay, so I'm pressing this one. All right, so yeah, so they actually do make the copies usually for me. Last week we had some extra substitute teachers, so they were kind of helping out in the office. So they helped staple them all and get them all out to kids. We have just under 500 students at our school. So I got them all copied, stapled, because I do the half sheet of color on the front, and I do top and bottom. I print it on 8.5 by 11, then cut it in half, so it's not as much color. Julie over at the Blue Moose Boutique also has an order form that has the pictures right on it. I love her order form. So if you're just doing, like, say 3 ornaments, I'm not sure, Julie, how many spots are there for photos on your order form? I'll link hers also after we're done here, or she can link it now. She did some order forms for a few of the people in her group for ornament fundraisers specifically. So, and hers is all one sheet, which would be really nice also. I have 6 ornaments to show, and so I did it different, but all right, so these I don't need. Set those to the side. So here's what they look like. So this is the marquee. This is the flag marquee. This is also already listed. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so we are, okay, so 4 spots. So Julie has 4 spots, which is a really good place to start. Like I said, I've been doing this a few years, so I don't think I would have started with 6 ornament choices. 4 is a good place to start. Here is another marquee. This is the plaid marquee. So if you're doing them yourselves, so is it for a school, Sherry? Schools have the ability to copy for pennies. If you're working with a school, I'd ask the school to copy them. Worst they could do is say no. Here is the snow globe ornament with the painted rocks. That's just a photo one. This one is specific to our school. So if you want a school one done just like this, you can just PM me and I can make it for you, make a listing. I don't have the frame blank. This is the quatrefoil. It just says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and really small font down at the bottom. It has city and state. This says home sweet home, and again it's got a little line, and again just city and state. I'll take pictures after. This is one of my favorites. It says merry and bright. I personalize this to say the Millers just because I don't need another ornament that says my city and state. But you could easily put city and state and year on here and do it for a fundraiser. Here is the photo ornament that I put the funny donkey picture in. Here's that quatrefoil of the desert highway. And then cooling over here, we have, this one's very similar to the merry and bright, except for it has there's no place like home for the holidays, and then it has the state. So in this bundle again you get the blank background, and then you get all the states, and it comes with 3 different color hearts, a red, a green, and a white, and then you just add your city and state. Hey Ashley. All right, and then this is the Dear Santa with the chimney. So wherever we are together is home, and then it has city and state. Again, this one I just did right for the live, so it's not listed, but I will get this listed, and again, it will come with all the states and all the hearts. 3 different color hearts. All right, so I'm going to start packaging them. So once I press them, so like I said, I bought this ribbon already cut. It's probably cheaper if you take the time to cut it yourself, but honestly, for the price, it was pennies. It was worth it to not have to cut them all and have them all look exactly the same and the same length. So I just double it up and then knot it. Just like that. And then I take it and I put it through. And then I just pull it up like that. And that's how I tie all of mine. People can change out the ribbon themselves if they want different ribbons. You could also do, like I said, the jute. I personally like the jute, but it's just, this is just so much faster. So for an ornament fundraiser, when I'm doing almost 500 or more ornaments, I try to make things as streamlined and as quick as possible. So I'll usually press all of however many, say I have 150 of this ornament. I'll press all 150 of this ornament, tie them, get them packaged, and then move on. That's kind of my workflow. You could do however it works for you. And then these 4x6 clear bags, I just slide it inside, tuck my little ribbon behind, and then I fold it over, and it seals on itself. And that's what it looks like when you hand it out. So it looks really nice. It looks really great when you bring it in to present it to the PTA or to the PTO or to whatever. Say, I know somebody in here is talking about doing it with a rescue. That'd be super cute, like a dog rescue as a fundraiser. So as a fundraiser, they just look really professional and finished when you package them up. And these bags are so cheap. I ordered 1,000, and I don't remember the cost, but I'll break it all down. So there's that. All right, so let's go ahead and get these tied off, and then I'll show you the key that I used. And like I said, the keys were really cheap too, so. But they don't look cheap. They look nice. And when I do the blog post that'll probably go up tomorrow, I'll break down all the costs, what the ribbon costs, what my ink costs, what the blanks cost. And of course the blank cost will vary based on your shipping. So, because I'll include the shipping. So like I said, I try to wait until I get all the orders in and then I place my order, because the more you order, the shipping is spread out among 500 ornaments instead of among 25. So yes, so somebody asked if I place my business cards. I get stickers from Marvin printed. They're the little 2-inch stickers. And that's what I put on the back of the bag right here on all of them. And so that way when they go home, and I actually have a lot of orders I get from that afterwards. People are like, hey, you make personal ornaments? Do you make photo ornaments? Do you make this? What else do you make? And so I actually get a lot of orders from that. Good question. It is a really great way to get your name out in the community. All right. Oh, I messed up. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, so here's the little keys. And they're all a little bit different. They come as a 30 pack on Amazon. I think they're $10 for 30. So there's a lot that are the same. There's some that are different. Yeah, so you could easily get some stickers made, or even just put your business card right at the back. There's enough room for a business card to go in here behind in the packaging. Stick it facing out, and then it shows who made it, and people can contact you if they want to place another order. All right, so again, this is the key. So I am just going to... So I give the key and the ornament their own ribbon, because people are going to want to take off the key for their kids to be able to hide it under the door. And I forgot that I was doing this one when I did it. So what I did, so I'm just going to loosen this back up, and I'm going to slide this through that hole, and then, so this is what it looks like. So it has the key on the front, which they can easily get back out. And then it's packaged. Like that. So yes, we only have cash, and we asked for exact change. And that's one of the reasons we kept it at $10. I know some PTAs take credit card or whatever. If your PTA offers that, I'm sure they can put that on their form. It was just easier to do cash only. We were giving them enough time to be able to go get cash, and that's why we did the $10 even. But like I said, you could easily charge $12 and then make it a 4-8 split. So I'm just going to keep packaging these and keep kind of tying them up if you have any questions. So we encourage parents to take them to work with them also. And that's why I do a lot that aren't, I have only one that is school related, because a lot of times local people want to order, but they don't have kids at the school. And so that way it allows them to still order. And then I usually, like after I'm done here, I'm going to do a video of all the ornaments, and then I send that out to teachers. I email it to all the teachers, and then they can email it to all their families. So that way they can see it. Because on the order form, just like with our mock-ups when they're on a computer, it looks a lot different. You can't really tell size. it's hard to really tell. So I do a video, which I'll share that video too. No, because they're a tax-free entity, so we don't charge tax. They don't have to charge tax. And then I'm of course charged income tax on it because it's part of income, but we don't have to charge tax on it. Now, if you're doing another organization that's not a nonprofit, you should check your local state laws. So I do a video just to be able to show, and then it really helps with sales. Parents can share it out on their Facebook pages for anybody local that they're friends with that maybe don't have kids in the school, and they're able to do that. Families do. They love it. We've had a lot of grandparents order. They get something for their donation instead of, some candy or whatever. And they get a lot. $10 for a ornament that's personalized for your city, state, school, whatever. A lot of people order. Even people who don't normally participate in fundraisers, they order. So it would be cute too, Julie. I just thought of this, is if a grandparent ordered and it's, say, the school one, then you could write on the back in permanent marker, or like a white paint pen, the kids and their ages that they were at that school. That'd be super cute. All right, so I'm just finishing tying these off. So if you have any questions, just pop them below, and then we'll get these all packaged up. And then, like I said, I'll get you a better video, or I'll get you better pictures of what they actually look like. It's kind of hard on here. Maybe I'll go around and get a little closer to the camera. My room in here is a mess today. Hey, Maya. I had big plans to clean it all up, but I'm not feeling great, so I just didn't. I was like, they don't care, right? You guys don't care if my room's a mess. That's awesome. Yeah, so shirts for the schools. I just spoke with our PTA president it's been about 2 weeks now. And I had no idea that they like to keep the shirt costs low. We have a lot of low-income families. And so a lot of people don't realize that being on a military base, but we do. We have a lot of low-income families. So our PTA is very good about trying to keep costs down to families. So they only charge $10 for kids' shirts. But they're paying the vendor a lot more. I think it's like 15 or 16 per shirt. So they're losing. Every time somebody orders a shirt, they're losing $5 or $6. So I was like, what? So I'm going to be the new shirt vendor. So I'll probably, they won't make anything, but they won't be losing anything anymore. So we're going to I can order screen print transfers in bulk or DTF. We haven't decided yet. I'm working on some samples over the holidays, and then that'll take over in January. Because I didn't have enough on my plate, right? Everybody laughs at me. They really are, Pam, and a lot of people don't realize we have a lot of families that are below the poverty line. We are a Title I school because there's just a lack of funding, a lack of money there. So our PTA is great, though, about keeping costs down to families. That's also one of the reasons we kept it at $10 instead of upping it to $12 this year, even though costs went up, and costs have gone up. You know that everywhere. Our blanks have gone up. Everything's gone up. Shipping, ink. Yeah, my husband was in the military for 6 years. Then he got out, and we do have a Santa shop. So he got out and then went to work for the Army as a civilian for Department of Defense. And then he just finished 20 years last December. And even though he's age-wise, he's not old enough to retire, he retired. We just can't collect anything yet. And he works for our business full-time now while I still teach. So that gives us our summers off. We can travel, gives us all of our holidays off. So it's the best of both worlds. We do, Julie, we do a Santa shop where the kids can go shop for family members. We do usually offer some of the ornaments. So once the ornaments all come in, all the orders come in, we usually round up by about 10 each. And then we offer those in the Santa shop for anybody who missed it or didn't get them. And then, because that inevitably happens, right? You have people who didn't buy, and then their friends start getting the ornaments, and then they want to know how and where they can get them. Yes. That's so funny, Julie. I know. I get I'm not a huge like coffee cup fan. I don't drink coffee, so I drink hot cocoa, but that's about it. But the kids love to get me the mom coffee mugs, and so I still have those as well, Julie, because you can't get rid of them, right, if your kids got them for you. All right, so we're almost done tying, and then we'll finish packaging, and then I'll show you. I did a TikTok of me making these, the samples I brought up to work last week also, so make sure to check that out. It kind of shows them a little closer also. And it was what I sent out to the PTA who pushed that out before the ornament fundraiser even went home. Like, hey, this is what's coming. So that was pretty neat. Yes, Dana, I agree. He is pretty awesome. He's the tech guy. You don't ever see him on these lives. One of these days I'm going to convince him to come in here. But he's behind working all the cameras and the different angles and lighting, and hopefully our sound works. I think we figured it out last time. We've had nothing but problems with sound. So I don't have any complaints this week, or this time. So hopefully it's good. All right, let me show you these. I'm going to come around. I got to go around my mess. Let me see if I can see where. All right, so here is the Santa key. I know it's delayed, so I'm just waiting a second so I can see if this is good. Okay, that's a good. And then here's the back. And they're just a dark MDF wood. They look really nice. Here is this one. This is not listed yet. The home one. It will come with all the states in the wood color. And then you just add the city and state. So this would be a really good one for ornament fundraiser. I was trying to come up with some for the ornament fundraisers. Here is the marquee in the patriotic version. I still have to package that one up. Here is the marquee zip code in the wood version. This one is already listed. And it comes with the little white star. I don't know if you can see that, so you can put that wherever in the state you are. Here is the snow globe, and this is listed. It's just blank up top, so you can add your own picture. This one is not listed. I just did it. It says it's the most wonderful time of the year. It has a faux red plaid frame around it, and then you can just add city and state below. Okay. This one is also not listed. It says Home Sweet Home. That has like a little faint line here, and it has city and state. I will get this listed once I get off the live. There was a couple. There's 3, I think, that are not listed. This one is the stacked school name with mascot name and then city and state and year. If you want one of these, just PM me. I'll have to do a separate listing. I don't have the frame listed blank, so I can make you your design. I would just need to know school name, school mascot, colors, and city and state when you message me. All All right, this one is new. It is listed though. It says Merry and Bright. Again, I put Miller's on it just because I don't need 5,000 Barstow or Fort Irwin ornaments, but you could put the city here and do it for an ornament fundraiser, and then do it for your customers with names. Here is the funny donkey. I love this one. It's so funny. And it says 31 miles to nowhere. 31 miles to Fort Irwin. So that's that one. This one is listed. It says there's no place like home for the holidays. Again, you get all the states. You get a red heart, a white heart, and a green heart. And then you would just fill in city and state and year. I also did one in the mock-ups that you can see that had the GPS coordinates here instead of the city and state, and then the city down below. And then last one is the Fort Irwin Quatrefoil. Again, this one isn't listed because it's very specific to Fort Irwin. You can probably hear my kids out there screaming. All right, any questions or anything? I tried to cover everything I could think of. If you have any questions, just drop them down below. Again, Julie will hopefully link her order form for us. And then I can show you what I did. Mine's just a Google form. It is not fancy like Julie's. Julie's looks very professional. Mine is just a Google form with a half sheet of photos attached and an envelope attached on the back. So I think hers is all one sheet too, which would be nice. It would really cut down on time-wise. But I will get all of these photographed, and I'll get that blog post up too, where it really breaks down the cost. But that's what my order form looks like. Like I said, it's just a Google form. I do a sample on the first line just to kind of give them an idea of how it works. You'll see the 6 ornaments I'm offering in the pictures, and then that's it. I'm actually not going to package these ones yet because I'm going to do a video for which I'll show. All right, any other questions before I hop off? I appreciate you guys joining me so much. If you have any ideas for something you want for a fundraiser, just let me know and I can get them done. I am running a little behind just because I haven't been feeling great, and so yes, she does. Yes, she does, Sherry. So I just haven't been able to get as much done as normal. But I'm still trying, getting as much done as I can. I just love these. This is one of my favorites. I just love it. It's the one I did right before. So what I usually do too, when I press all these, I don't need them. I don't need this many. That's what I tried to do, Julie, but I don't need all these. So what I usually do when I do samples, I bring them up to my work and set them on the back counter. And then I send out an email to all the teachers and say, hey, this is up there. And they all go running and try and get something. So it's fun. Thank you, Jen. I also just printed, which I'm going to be working on. I don't think today, probably maybe tomorrow if I'm feeling better. All these new mug designs. Let me just give you a quick peek at them. So I have a little pig sipping cocoa, penguins, the snowman, little gnome house. This one's my favorite. And I just made this one and the gnome house into the candy cane boards as well. Jason did this one. It's got an elf throwing a ball at a target, and it's like a little hot cocoa dunk tank, which I thought was just adorable. So I'm going to be working on some mugs and then some ideas on what to do with those as gifts and how to make cheap gifts with those. So, all right. Anybody else have any questions? They are. It's so funny. So last time I didn't even post anything. I just set them in the back and I hadn't posted yet and forgot. And by the time I went to go post, I think there was one thing left. So I bring up my mugs. Last time when I did the Halloween cocoa bombs, with all the mugs to show you what to do, and did the blog post on that, which I'm getting ready to do the Christmas versions. But when I did all of those, I brought them all to work and gave them away. And they went racing for them. It was hilarious. And then same thing with tumblers. And then I just write it off as a marketing expense on my taxes. So, advertising expense. So, anywho. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off. If nobody else has any other questions, I appreciate you joining me. If you watch the replay, if you have any questions, just post them below and I'll try to respond. And then I'll get that blog post up tomorrow. Bye, everyone.